Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope everyone's having a great night. I'm just sitting here lounging in my jammies. So I'm super excited to talk to you guys a little bit about like why we're all here, a little bit about your why, how to find your why, how to really dig deep to figure out like why you're doing this in the first place and why you even care to be doing it. So, as we dig into your why, we're also going to figure out exactly what your niche is and also really learn how to focus on your ideal client. Hi, Molly. Mally? Is it Mally? I think I said it wrong the first time. Hi, welcome. Okay, so as I just talked about, we're going to talk about our why. I'm going to just wait a couple seconds so some people can hop on if that's okay. I posted in the group, I believe it was a few days ago, and I was asking, who your target audience was. People are saying, like women or men or both, or people who care about what they look like. And in order to really target your ideal clientele, you want to focus on you want to dig really deep. You want to get in there and really figure out who you want to serve. But when you're doing so, you got to really ask yourself who's attracted to me? What do I do that attracts a certain kind of people to me? And then who can I speak back to the best, right? So for example, I'm a real estate marketing coach, so I can talk to any real estate agent, whether they're making, billions of dollars a year or they're making, a little bit of money a year. It doesn't really matter. They are my audience. We speak very well back and forth together. So if you are a busy mom and you go to yoga and you've got babies, typically that's the kind of client that you're going to attract is moms who are busy with babies, who do yoga and who try and work out, and they're just messy hair, don't care, that kind of thing. So you really want to focus on who you attract and also who you're attracted to. So, hey Shane, how's it going? Thanks for hopping on. So I know everyone here wants to help everybody, but typically when I hear the answer my product can help everybody, there's a little bit of desperation in there saying literally my product can help anybody and everybody, and I want to make a lot of money selling my product and anyone can benefit from it. And you're absolutely right. Anybody can benefit from your product. I mean, any product, if used and if maintained, if you're consistent using that product, it could be great for almost everybody and you could make a lot of money doing that. But when you're marketing and you're advertising, you can't speak about the benefits unless you're speaking to a specific person. So, imagine going into a Starbucks and yelling in front of everybody in Starbucks hey, I just started selling lip scents and it's great for everyone in here. You're not going to probably do that well because lip scents isn't great for everybody. It's great for a specific clientele. Just like ketones. Ketones are great for everybody, but you want to speak to your ideal client. You want to speak to the person that coincides with your why, which is what we're going to talk about in just a second. So, okay, so I think there's only a couple people on. Facebook's a little lagging. So if you're watching right now, put in the comments #live. And if it's later, so it's 8 o'clock at night. But if it's later on and you're watching the replay, just put #replay just so I kind of know. I'm super excited for, okay, so far, the people who ordered the Expert Secrets book, and when you click that link, it's a couple posts below, but if you clicked the link, it also, I think, gave you an option for a black box, which included .com secrets too. Love .com secrets. It is oh my gosh, they're just the best books in the whole world. They really help you narrow your focus and understand how to speak to your ideal client. But so the people who purchased the books, I'm super excited. Kauai, Molly, Kelly, and Sue so far. If you haven't purchased the book, purchase the book. Like, you won't regret it. You're gonna love it, and you just have to pay shipping and handling, and that's it. So it's really cool. It's like I think it's like $7.95. Someone said so. Definitely get the book if you can. But yeah, it really helps out. It goes over like some Facebook ads, how to target, all of that stuff that you want to know. Also, when we're talking about like choosing your ideal client, hey Deanna, how's it going? When we're talking about our ideal client, think about it in a sense like you're running advertising to that person. You know, if you get to the point, which hopefully after all of these trainings, you'll get to the point where if you wanted to run a Facebook ad, you possibly could. But if you're running a Facebook ad for, say, Beachbody, and you're trying to target men and women and moms and people that do this and that and whatever else, because you're like, everyone needs Beachbody. Really expensive, first of all, for you to target all these different demographics. You are going to get so much more reach for your dollars if you like really niche down and focus on one clientele. So like I said, if you're a mom and you work out, like focus on other moms by running your targeting based on like baby name brands, Target, stores that moms shop frequently, you know, Amazon, ClickList, these things that moms enjoy, right? They're going to see your ads popping up about your product. If your product is good for moms, they'll be like, oh, I do need that, you know? So that's another reason it's super important to niche way down, like get super specific. So when we're talking about niching down, and we'll get into the why in just a second, but when we're talking about niching down, so there's your core market, right? So this is like your super red ocean. This is like where everyone is. Everyone's selling their stuff, okay? Hey, Kauai, how's it going? Hey, Sandra, how are you? Okay, so your core market, I'm talking about, you know, when you're niching down right now, your core market could fall under like health, wealth, or relationships, right? So health is like Beachbody and oh my gosh, I'm like drawing a blank, but you know, all of the health type of MLMs, Plexus and Thrive and all of that. And then you get wealth, and then there's like relationships, right? So the sub-markets of those. So if core market, if health was your core market, a sub-market would be like nutrition. And then if wealth was a core market, that would be like real estate would be a submarket. I wrote down some notes for y'all, so I'm not like bleh everywhere. I kind of get going on some rants, so it gets a little crazy, sorry. And then, you know, another core market under health would be like nutrition or weight loss, right? And then, so now that you have your core market, so think about what you're selling right now, okay? So it could fall under health, wealth, relationships. Think about your core market, and then we're gonna niche down from there, and we're gonna go into the sub-market. So we're gonna say, okay, yes, I sell Plexus, and yes, Plexus is good for like weight loss, gut health, you know, it helps with like a plethora of things, but I wanna focus on only the weight loss part of it. Like when you get your gut in check, it helps you, you know, lose weight. So that's your sub-market. But then you want to take your sub-market and you want to break off a piece of your sub-market and you want to get into your niche, okay? And so, for example, here's a great example. Let's talk about ketones, okay? So your core market is health. Your sub-market is nutrition, okay? And then your niche could be high-fat diet. So you want to focus on the high-fat diet part of it, or, you know, focus on Shane. Shane probably knows like a million of these things. Shane's a ketoner approver too. So, but just an example. So another example would be if your core market was wealth and your sub-market was real estate, your niche could be like flipping houses on eBay. So yes, everybody wants wealth or wants to work within that, you know, in that core market. So your red ocean, and then you want to get into a little bit more of a blue ocean down here, right? And you want to get into, you know, real estate. And then you niche down even more, like I only want to work with first-time home buyers who are in families and they have kids and they're trying to create stability. or I'm going to choose wealth, and then I'm going to choose real estate. And then I only want to work with veterans because maybe I'm a veteran and I was in the Army and I really care about veterans and I want to help them because I know so much about the VA loan because I've had a few VA loans before, and now I'm a realtor, I'm out of the military, so that's my niche is VAs. And this person, when you pick that niche, guess what happens to your ocean? It goes from bright red to like nice and blue, meaning there's only a few experts in this ocean with you. So that means you're gonna attract your clientele to you. You're gonna attract your ideal clients. Let's talk about something that's everywhere, like Beachbody Lip Sense. It works. Literally, oh my gosh, I know like a million people doing that, right? So what if you were doing It Works or Lip Sense or whatever? And that's your red ocean, okay? Everyone's doing it, right? They're like, everyone's selling it. And you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like everyone sells this. And it does feel like that. As soon as you start to get into something, or you know how if you buy a new car and it's blue, you start to see like blue cars everywhere. Or if you want to get like an arrow tattoo right here. And then you like go out shopping and then you see like 10 people with an arrow tattoo all of a sudden. Yeah, that happens. So you start to notice everyone else who's doing the exact same thing you are. And then you're like, okay, I need to figure this out. Like, I can't just sell it to everyone like everyone else is doing. So that's why we want to go into the sub-market to get out of that bright red, bloody red ocean. And we want to get into where the ocean's a little more calmer. And we want to figure out what our sub-market is. And then once we figure out our sub-market, we want to niche down even more and say, okay, who's my ideal client? Like, who do I care about the most? Okay, so now we're going to talk about your why. Sorry, I know that's like a lot, and Expert Secrets goes into it a lot more than that, but that's why it's so important. And remember, you guys can watch the replay, watch the beginning of this video later, but that's why it's so important to really niche down so that you have a blue ocean, okay? You're not fighting for leads, and you're attracting your perfect ideal clients to you. You want to attract people to you. You would love your inboxes flooded with messages, right? Like, hey, I heard you sold this and I love your mission and I would love to buy from you. Like, wouldn't that be amazing if your clients were just messaging you? That would be amazing, right? I've had that happen before. Shane, I'm friends with him out. I don't know if he's still on right now, but Shane, you know what that's like, right? When people message you and they're like, wow, you know so much about, fat loss and the ketogenic diet and how to get into ketosis in under 30 minutes. And that's so amazing. And I would love to get some ketones from you. Like, that happens to you, right? Because you're an expert in that area and people see that. So, so the thing with like when you're marketing yourself and you're out there and you decide on what you want to sell, you want to become the attractive character. And again, Russell talks about that in Expert Secrets, but you want to be the attractive character. You want to be the expert. And in order to be the expert, you need to learn everything you can about your products and your ideal customer. That's important. You want to figure out how your products can serve your ideal customer, your ideal client, okay? Because when you figure out what your client needs and wants and what your product can do, it's just like, it's like a puzzle and it just like fits perfectly. And then when you start speaking to these people and you educate versus pitching and selling, you're educating, the sales will come and people will come and people will message you. So on your Facebook pages, focus on educating. In the Women's Entrepreneur group, focus on educating. Like, everyone's always scared to like give information away, and they're like, oh, but I worked so hard for this content. But honestly, the way people buy nowadays, everybody wants something for free, right? I mean, everyone likes free stuff. I like free stuff. And we'll get into talking about funnels later on when you guys are ready. But we'll talk about funnels and like giving things away in order to get people into your email list. And then you can drip emails on them and like sell softly to them by talking more about your products and the benefits of taking said products. But basically what you want to do instead of pitching, when you want leads, when you want to tell people about your product because you're so passionate about it and you're so excited, educate. That's it. Like, educate about your products. Be like, oh my gosh, I hear you. Like, you're plateauing in your weight loss journey. I get it. I've been there too. Did you know that by simply eliminating your carbs and drastically lowering your sugar intake, did you know that that could like put you over that hump? Or there's this thing called a page cycle diet. I don't know if you guys have heard that. This is real life. I'm not like mocking this up, but a page cycle diet. If you're plateauing in your weight loss right now, this is not an MLM company, by the way, it's like a real thing. He talks about how you can actually like start consuming so much protein that it kicks your metabolism into high gear and your body starts to feed off the protein, and then you start dropping pounds like crazy. And I have actually had many clients of mine, many of my friends that have tried that because they plateaued. This is way back when, but and it worked for them, you know, for a while. And then they just, it's hard to just eat protein all the time. So they fell off that bandwagon real quick, just like with every diet, you know, the only diet that works is the one you stick to. So